Okay, everybody, this is RJ, and we are going live. Welcome to our review of Captain Marvel #1, because there's never been a Captain Marvel comic book before. This is the first one. It says so right there, #1. Yeah, I know. There's been a Captain Marvel like every year of my life, including this one. And I know everybody's hating on Captain Marvel these days, and it's not without good reason. I mean, even when I tweeted out that we were getting ready to do this live stream, and I hashtagged Captain Marvel because I thought, okay, this will bring it to the fans of Captain Marvel that we're doing this. And all of a sudden, it's one of those little Twitter emojis that pops up automatically for promoted hashtags, and Captain Marvel shows up with this ugly little Kree face mask thing. I don't know what's this. It's like a 16-bit Atari Captain Marvel. So it's automatically I knew, oh, this is not going to go well. When I opened this up, I have not followed Captain Marvel for a long time. In fact, I'll tell you, last time I saw Carol Danvers, she was being preached to by Tony Stark for hiding her alcoholism problem, and I believe the Avengers were fighting on the moon, and she decided she was going to fly to the moon from the Earth and meet them there. She wasn't her Captain Marvel identity then, she was Warbird, and a really great shot where she's flying high, and runs out of air and falls, and it just shows the fallacy of trying to fly from here to the moon if you're not in a spaceship and you're only someone who can fly at like Mach 7. So that was really the last time I've really seen Carol Danvers. So Tony Stark was basically reading her the riot act and trying to take charge of her. And nowadays, you know, with Robert Downey Jr. literally being Tony Stark, Tony Stark has been written to be Robert Downey Jr. So when we see Tony Stark in this later on, it's going to be like it came out of the movie and like Downey was doing the dialogue himself. So we open up with in media res, as writers type like to say. She's in a battle. She's already been punched by the monster that Adrian Veidt has called in to wreck New York. No, that's a different comic book. It's some sort of big tentacled, multi-eyed thing. Yeah, there's tentacles everywhere. This is not hentai. Just saying. Just because there's tentacles doesn't mean it's hentai. This is Marvel. And she's meeting up with Spider-Woman, one of the many. This one's Jessica Drew. I think it was the original Spider-Woman. And they immediately catch up on their lost friendship. In fact, they're in the middle of a battle, and they can, give themselves these coy little looks. And as I'm reading their dialogue back and forth, and where Carol is being compared to a Canadian supermodel girlfriend, as they banter back and forth here, I can just see Tumblr already shipping Carol and Jessica. I bet if I did a search, I could already find the hashtag Caressica. Ooh, Caressica. Yeah, I might even hashtag that. No, I wouldn't, because I have sense and I like good comics. But I could see it happening. It won't, because there's another love interest in the book. This is just a best friends, really best friends kind of relationship between Carol and Jessica. And Carol, of course, finally kills the monster, but she has to fly inside of it to save a little girl who gets eaten and then blast her way out covered in pink goop. And of course, when Carol's done doing the real work, that's when Iron Man and all his Iron Man drones show up. Actually, they're all Iron Man drones. Tony doesn't go anywhere. And they lift it out of the sea, and they're going to take it somewhere. And she's like, why are you taking it? Well, Fantastic Four takes it. Well, finders keepers. Well, then it's mine. Okay, take it to your apartment. She's like, yeah, second thought, you can have it. You can have it. Fine. I like the Tony Stark banter in this. I just like him that way. I don't know why. We need a good super asshole in the world. And he's it. And he's debriefing Carol back at Stark Unlimited because she's been in space all this time, and she's got to have to do an interview because she's been in space all this time, and the world needs to know what she was doing and feel like they can trust her. So she's resigned to doing it. And meanwhile, she comes across Hazmat, a girl named Jennifer that Tony Stark has taken under his wing, one of several. Of course, she hates Tony, just like all women do. They all hate Tony. That's why they're hanging off of him all the time. Only the strong women hate Tony. That's what it is. So we can see that Hazmat is going to be Captain Marvel's protege. Carol's going to mentor her and help her out. But while they're having that whole conversation, here's what I'm going to do to help you. This love-struck, doughy-eyed face, that's James Rhodes. That's the guy who used to be War Machine. Yeah, he was a superhero one time. Now he's, he's in love with Carol. Carol still likes him. They've got doe eyes for each other. They have lunch. He's telling her that, he's not going to be in the suit anymore. He's driving a tank. So she's making jokes about his new name is the Iron Car, the Iron Humvee, Tank Boy. And before they can get the kiss in, there's the reporter that's got to interview her. Oh, is this a bad time? Oh, yeah, it's a bad time. You've got eyes. I can see fairly well. Of course you know it's a bad time. You don't approach a couple that are getting ready to kiss each other. But just as she's getting that out of the way, she's getting ready to talk to James Moore, and Green Lantern blast. Wait, that can't be Green Lantern blasting her. It's just a green beam of something or other. Blast her in the middle of her midsection, all the way across the street and into the side of the building. Oh, I came to see the great Carol Danvers. What a disappointment. Because, Carol's apparently on Foursquare. And when she has lunch, you can just follow her on the app and know exactly where to go to find her, which is how he found her at a restaurant. Because that's what I would do. Where's Captain Marvel at right now? Oh, she's down on 42nd and 3rd Street. I came to see the great Carol Danvers. What a disappointment. Beautiful she may be, but the Marvel lady has proven to be just another woman, and thus no match for Nuclear Man. Apparently, having had his ass kicked out of Superman 4 and into the Marvel Universe, where he is nothing but a misogynist trope after another one. He does everything in here except say, make me a sandwich. I wish he would have, because then it would have been funny. It's a 2-page fight, and she hammers him into the ground. And then the Avengers show up because, now it's twice in the same book. Carol's done all the hard work just in time for the boys to show up and clean up. She doesn't need them. She just doesn't clean up. She doesn't do dishes. So Captain America, he volunteers, we can take him in, or would you like, you want to take him in, or you want us to do it? I'll give total deference to you. We're both captains. So, equal. Take your pick. You take him in, I take him in. We can make Thor take him in. He's not a captain. We outrank him. She decides to let the boys pick up. But Nuclear Man's playing possum. And he kabooms all of them all the way down the street. And then opens up his little green bean hand. And now to make sure you all stay down, I think it goes from my will weakening ray will do the trick. No shit. That's what it's called. A will weakening ray. Where do you buy a will weakening ray? Do you get that from Simon Bar Sinister?
And now my will weakening ray had it, but I sold it to Nuclear Man.
The will weakening ray works on all comers, though it is most effective on the frail and easily persuaded female species. So it works on everybody, and it recognizes the X chromosome. Got it. Got it. Perfect. But it doesn't work on Captain Marvel because she's not Frodo. She's not weak-willed. She's much stronger than Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, who are all put down by this. Just making sure you all know where she ranks in the pantheon of Avengers. There's a hierarchy. It's not a patriarchy, it's a hierarchy. Higher the woman. Well, Nuclear Man. He then throws her down and he opens up a warp to Nuclear Man world. We can only guess. And then, for no reason at all, he decides to grab the recorder and says, I'm taking a prize. So now Carol's got to fly in and save Ripley, flies through the warp. Rhodey gets up off the ground. The Avengers get up off the ground. They're just kind of looking into the warp and they're all like, quick, that portal, whatever it is, it's closing with Carol inside. With haste. Hold on, Carol, we're coming. Boom. No, you're not. And Iron Man's on the ground. Iron Man is knocked out and says, Carol made that look real easy. Even Thor says, they're hurting. Not Carol. Carol's Captain Marvel. So they're worried about her. Rhodey's not. She just got back from space. Haven't seen her in forever. But I'm not worried about her. You saw the look on her face. Nuclear Man is toast. So is whatever else is in there. By the time we get through, there'll be nothing left to do. Every minute in there, she's going to be fighting like hell. And here's Captain Marvel in her new role of revolutionary. Oh my God. Save us all. She shaved the side of her head, shaved the star instead. She shaved the star into the shaving. She's got her war makeup on. I have no idea who this is, but obviously there is a female revolution going on in Nuclear Man world, and she's going to be leading that charge. So there's a post-apocalyptic. Now wait a second. Is it an alternate Earth? Because this definitely looks like an alternate version of Jessica Drew Spider-Woman. You got the spider motif going on there. And this looks like an alternate version of Hazmat. So, I don't know who Mohawk Girl is there. And nor do I care. All I know is it's a Mad Max Nuclear Man world, and she's trapped in it now, and she's going to save that world, having just got back to this world. Overall, what can I say? It's not the story I expected, with Captain Marvel to be back here and interacting with our Avengers. But it was decently written as far as, grammar and structure and everything. The messages might be a little out of whack, and some of the dialogue might have been corny. But Kelly Thompson handled herself fairly well on it. Carmen Carnero, I'm not familiar with your work before, but you did some really good. I like your facial expressions. You really handled the communication, the eye communication, facial communication well between the characters, how they look at each other. Coloring, that explains that. I was like, the coloring's kind of soft, but that was Tamara Bonville doing that. So that explains the pastels, which are fine for some places, but they don't tend to help the book stand out that much, the panels stand out that much. Nice texturing on the hair there with the coloring. So you got some nice shades of different blonde going through here. So there's some nice texture going on there. It's not all horrible. Relies heavily on green throughout. You've got the green monster, you've got the green beams from Nuclear Man, you've got the green fog from Hazmat. So whenever you see green, green is bad. Stay away from the green. Don't take the green acid. So there you have it, guys. Captain Marvel #1. It is $4.99. It is, we're not going to number the pages for you, so I'm not going to count them. It's thicker than most, possibly because there's a big fold-out ad in here for X-Men titles that are coming out that I'm maybe not going to read. Well, I might read Uncanny X-Men. Matthew Rosenberg's doing that. Matthew Rosenberg is on our list of top comic book writers for 2018, so go to criticalclass.com and vote in that because it means something. Whoever gets the award for that will get an actual trophy that we mail out, and that is true in all of the categories that we have for voting. Other than that, we'll be back with a new review as quickly as we can. Probably going to be Archie meets Batman 66, number 6, closing that one out. Stay tuned.